Dictation 69, 70, 100 words per minute, MSD1. Now take the case of education. We have accepted compulsory education in the Constitution, but it is not compulsorily implemented throughout the country. The education system is still in a lingering state. Therefore, it is essential to think of a revolutionary change in our educational system forthwith so that we can overcome this problem of unemployment. Because of the type of education that we have at present, there is this deficiency. What is the type of education that we have now? After graduation, every youth is tempted to go hunting for a job. The education that we impart to our youth is only a scholar type of education which is only useful to get some clerical job in some office or other. When there is no chance of getting a job, he becomes frustrated and disappointed, and he is tempted to take to other activities, that is, subversive activities. Therefore, the government should think of revolutionary changes in our system of education so as to enable every youngster who gets education to get into some field of work in rural parts or elsewhere. As far as agriculture is concerned, the great urge is there for the development of agriculture, but there have been proposals for the levy of a tax on fertilizers and pump sets. Really, such a tax will hit the petty landholders very hard. If one knows about the kind of agriculture operations going on in the villages, he will come to know how hard such a tax will hit the poor farmers and cultivators. Therefore, I suggest that it is very essential to have a ceiling limit above which tax must be levied. There are agro-industrial fields where the government is thinking of levying taxes, but let there be a clear mention by the government that the tax will be levied over and above a particular ceiling limit. That is feasible and that is also acceptable, but to levy tax on a farmer who has got 5 acres or 2 acres of garden land or paddy field will work very hard on him. Therefore, I suggest before levying such taxes, agro-industrial taxes, government should take reasonable care or caution so that the small holder, the small agriculturist is not put to hardship. As far as social welfare is concerned, the government has been doing its best for the improvement of the scheduled castes and scheduled tribes. Madam, in Andhra Pradesh, there is the Scheduled Tribes Financial Corporation. From the tribal areas, forest produce from minor forests will be collected by the tribal people and it will be purchased by this financial corporation. But then the price given to them is about 40% than what it is sold in the public market. This is one of the reasons why there is a lot of trouble in the area in Andhra Pradesh. It is necessary that the government should think of these tribal people and see that they get a fair return to the produce sold. Madam, it is more unfortunate that rupees 10 crores announced by the Prime Minister during the time of the previous government has not been given so far. We are thankful to the Prime Minister that at least rupees 10 crores given will be utilized in time. We are having a buffer stock of 340 lakh tons of food grains. At a time when socio-economic policies are being pursued by the present government, we hear poignant stories of starvation deaths from various parts of the country. I do not want to mention any particular place. Certain starvation deaths come to the notice of the country because that gets reported in the press. Even when we are discussing this particular subject here in this august house, I may say with pain that in far-flung corners of our country there may be hundreds of people dying due to starvation, particularly when we have 340 lakh tons of buffer stock. In this connection, our earnest request through you to the central government is to utilize the food grains for employment generation program. Why cannot this be utilized for employment generation program? Even when state governments come out with concrete proposals for employment generation, the central government is not cooperating. Kerala is having 3% of our Indian population. So rightly we can claim 10 lakh tons of food grains that is available with the central government to be given to the state of Kerala, so that a concrete project that had been worked out by the left and democratic government of Kerala to give employment to 10 lakh youths utilizing these 10 lakh tons of food grains and mobilizing resources from the states can be implemented. I forcefully make this request. This can be done in all other parts of our country also. The left front government of West Bengal during the last 10 years has been doing something in this direction, but unfortunately the central government has not been cooperating with the efforts of the state governments. I hope this policy of the government will be changed so that we are having more than 3 crores unemployed youth in our country. They are prepared to work for our country. They are prepared to generate value, but they are not being given an opportunity. When we talk of taking our country into the 21st century, I am afraid we will be reaching the 21st century with the highest number of illiterates in the world, with the highest number of unemployed in the world, with the highest number of poverty-stricken people in the world. If that shameful experience is to be prevented from our motherland, the economic policies of the central government have to be changed lock, stock and barrel. The educated unemployed can be utilized to eradicate illiteracy. What a shame it is that we have nearly 3 crore educated unemployed youths. At the same time, we have more than 40 crores illiterates in our country out of a population of 90 crores.
अगर आपको हमारा डिक्टेशन अच्छा लगता है, पसंद आता है, तो आप हमारे चैनल को सब्सक्राइब करना ना भूलें, जिससे कि आने वाला नोटिफिकेशन सबसे पहले आपको मिल सके।